Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I will start my Go Congress reviews. The Go Congress was actually, I believe it started August 1st, so it's been a little while, but the main reason for that is I had to wait to get some of my games reviewed by Ryan Lee. And as to why I got them reviewed, I will explain in a little bit. This year, because of the global pandemic, the Go Congress was canceled in person, but the AGA still held an online one that they called the eGo Congress. And again, I believe the dates on that was August 1st through August 8th. Just like the regular Go Congress, they held a open tournament. Instead of 6 rounds like the normal one, they had it only 4 rounds. But what made it cool was because it was an online event, instead of just players generally from the US because of travel costs being in attendance, there was players from all over the world attending because they could participate online. So the Go Congress Open, the rounds were on the weekends, and during the weekdays they had various events, 9x9 tournaments, Parago tournaments, etc., etc. I participated in one of them. I participated in the Blitz tournament, which was 12 games over 4 days, and I actually won my division, which was the 4 to 6 down division, with a 10-2 record. So I was pretty happy with myself. And before winning that, I was offered lessons from Ryan Lee for free. So that's why I had to wait for my lessons from Ryan Lee, because I knew we would talk about our Go Congress games, and those reviews happened last week. So now that the reviews are done, I can now review my games and also now have Ryan Lee's input if we got to those games. So without further ado, let's get into it. One thing to note, because it was an online event, people signed up not with their real names but with their online usernames. So I have no idea who this person was, so just to simplify things, I just labeled them as what they entered as. So in this case, they were AGA 5-Don. So I was entered as 5-Don as well, so for the first round, I played somebody who entered as the same rank. In this game, I was white. My opponent is black. The time settings for this tournament was 1 hour main time with 5 30-second overtime periods, and AGA rules as well. So pretty standard opening. Nothing really. I mean, there's many other moves you can play, but the moves being played are just fine. And then I invade the 3-3. They block that way, and then extend. So how I decide whether I want to just back off or, like I did in the game, pincer, is based on what's on the left side. If I can build the left side, or I'm happy taking the left side, then I will just happily extend back or even maybe kick and then jump, something like this, to put emphasis on the left side. But because black has these stones here, I can't really build anything. And because black has some stones in the upper right, black can actually build the top side. So if I play something like this, black will play the new trendy variation. I guess not necessarily new, just trendy. But if we do something like this, whether black comes up like this or plays back like this, you can see the top side, it's going to be pretty difficult. Well, maybe not difficult, but white will have to worry about it later. Whereas my gain, because black has these 2 stones here, I wasn't very happy with that. So in the game, I just pincered. Because even if black gets some sort of double approach like this, his left side, if he switched to the left side, wouldn't be very profitable because it would all be very low. Which makes sense as to why black played high. Try to get a balance of high and low stones on the left side. So I attach. This is, again, maybe not new per se, but definitely AIs prefer this move, or at least you've seen this more often because of AIs as opposed to attaching here. So I play there. Black Hanes, extend. Now here the Joseki, or at least one of the Josekis I've seen, is black takes the 3-3, I block, and then black tries to connect. White plays down like that. White plays here, Hane, and then make a tiger's mouth. Black can Atari. This isn't necessary. Take this. With this variation, white always has a local threat of this cut. And then take. And then black can do something else. Not really sure from this point, but sometimes black will just leave this as well and just maybe connect. And black would get a nice formation on the left side, white would get one on the top. But in the game, my opponent played this one, trying to get a little bit more. Where even if I do something like this, whether they just come back or try to cut this somehow, they would be getting a lot more. So whenever your opponent invades the 3-3 and you block, like I blocked, and they don't respond, turning is just so big. It really hurts that cornerstone, the 3-3 stone, and pretty much gives white the corner, no matter what black does. So if you can ever curl around the 3-3 stone like this, without much thinking, you should just do it. And here you can actually see black's trying to connect, but it's a knight's move, so I can just cut, and black has to give up the one stone there. So this is a very good result for white. White takes very big profit on the top, and black gets a clump of stones just kind of floating in the center. Black plays off. Now that white's super strong, black doesn't want to see a white move somewhere around here. Really helps the top while attacking the upper right. So black plays back, or black makes a base, but then I'm able to come back and take out black's left side. So black should try to get this move in Sente. It might not be Sente, but black should try to get it at least. Because once white plays this move, it's hard to refute the left side, or it's hard to like keep white out of the left side. Black tries attaching, and when you attach like this, you want to think about attaching back here. But in this case, when white just connects, or Atari's here, even though black can capture, or connect I mean, white just makes a base. And again, even though black can connect back, it's actually not worth that much. It's not worth that much. White gets into the left side, and black does take the corner, so it's not small per se, but I would be still happy with white in this case. If black's able to get this exchange in first, like let's say white does block, now when white tries to play the same kind of move, black can now just clamp directly. So that's why black really wants to try to get this move. And in this case as well, when white hanes and black goes here, white can push down once as well. White can also fight this, kind of treat these stones lightly, saying, black, you really can't attack these that much. So black, though, hanes, or attaches, and when I hane, he just pulls back. And now I'm like, oh, really? You're going to let these stones get cut off from these stones? And even still, they turn here, forcing me to cut. Like, if they didn't play a move, I was going to play, like, if they went anywhere, this was going to be my next move anyways, right? Cut off black. But they forced me to cut himself. And so I was like, thank you. So black needs to not cut, or not force me to cut them. Black needs to, I don't even know, play something out in the center to help the center stones, or at least help the left side stones. But it's very tricky at this point. At this point, I'm already very confident in this game, because now a turn, which if black answers, just directly threatens to net. So black can't even answer that. He pushes, jumps, and then I can take. So now white's taken the whole corner and has broken into black's center, and black has a floating group in the center. So yeah, not going so well for black for sure. Yeah, now I'm just keeping them cut off from their upper side stones. They peep. It's Sente, yeah, gotta answer. And my next move might be Ajikeshi, I'm not sure. I figured they would answer regardless, but it does help their upper side group a lot. Like, there's still some Aji potentially later on, but what I was worried about was if they get this move here, which protects or gives them good shape. Again, disregard the center. If they get to extend here, you can see I actually can't cut. So I wanted to do this wedge here, also because of liberties as well. And they can't Atari from the other direction either. So they have to go there. But now they're pretty much alive on the top. I fix. Yeah, probably pretty solid, pretty slow, but I figured I had such a big lead. As long as I just attack this group, I would be in the driver's seat for this game. Because they have to answer, jump, Hane, and connect, and then just approach the corner. Again, if I just keep harassing these stones, it's hard to really see what I could gain. So I'm trying to not distract black necessarily, but kind of attack from afar. And they pincer, and then I counter pincer, kind of giving myself a nice potential territory on the bottom. And they jump, and I immediately attach. So I'm not sure if this move's good. I wonder, should I just jump like this? I should potentially just jump. Because I can connect under any time. If they want to fix this, they would have to play stuff like this, which really builds that bottom left, right? So if they fix their corner, I can just fix my corner, and we've kind of broken up the bottom evenly. And as long as I get an even, since I got a good result in the upper side, this should be comfortable for white. If they don't do that, though, and they just do something else, I can connect underneath at any time at M2. So maybe this is preemptive and unnecessary, but I did it. They cut, and I turn. It does keep with my strategy of the initial approach, where I'm trying to attack this group from afar. So by exchanging some territory on the side for the center, like I get to cut off this stone at M5, it is helping me attack that group from afar. They extend, and I Hane. Yeah, it leaves cuts, but I figured it was okay. Yeah. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. I figured it was okay because, one, I have these helping stones here that are helping. When I extend at H2, it helps the stones. And two, there's still actually Aji at the bottom that I can exploit, which we actually see in a little bit. They come up, play the shape point, they jump, and you can see here again, they push once more, and I Hane. They cut, I pull back, and they jump, and then I extend. So you can see, even though black is getting into my bottom, my wall is facing towards where I wanted it to face. I'm getting what I wanted from the bottom. And black does exchange all these and cuts, but he ends in gote. Most likely. You could potentially ignore his black, but like, let's just say something like this. White pulling the stone out is probably way too dangerous, right? Yeah. So maybe black could play a little faster with something like this. Try to protect that weakness from afar, but maybe safer is better. I'm not sure. Maybe because of this board situation, black needs to do something a little faster, but this move is definitely Honte. And now I can get now that black and in gote, I can get my follow-up on the bottom, Atari, and then take the corner. And they play in a way that they captured the two stones, but they gave me a very strong shape. Black might think about wedging first, but I'm pretty sure after this, because of this push and cut here, black can't do anything to stay alive, I guess. If they Atari this way, I extend down, I can then push and cut. And even though this does leave a ko at 0-1, it's just too risky for black, right? Like, black can throw this in, but when I take, he's an Atari. So this wedging directly doesn't work here, so black had to throw in Yes, maybe even here I can consider this move actually. Maybe I could have gone here now that I'm looking at it, because it doesn't actually change the life and death, I'm pretty sure. But I was happy to just take the corner, like so, and Sente. So I now go back, peep, and then jump back. And again, I was feeling very confident in this game so far, because I have all 4 corners actually, and black's only territory is the top and the bottom and some on the left. That's it, and those territories do not compare to what white has. So they attach. They thought about this move for a while, so I think they did something aggressive here because they knew they needed to do something to get back into the game, which so it makes sense. Yeah, so they cut Atari once to prevent their Atari here, and then help those stones. And so black is able to go after the 5 stones here. But I wasn't too worried because I jump and they play this knight's move, and then I ask on the other side, and this is again where I'm treating these 5 stones lightly. If I can give them up and take the left side, I'll be happy with that. So what I do is I play from this side directly, saying, okay, black, if you want to capture the 5 stones, I'll let you. Because if I try to play here directly, nothing works. Push and come back like this. Black can, black just wedges here? Yeah, black can just wedge here, and I can't do anything to this stone. Right, I can't capture it in any ladders. Nothing works. So, that's why I play here first. Now, if black hanes, and now I push. So let's just for example, if I come up and they go here, now when I push, you can see this sort of thing works now. Now, does this actually work though in terms of liberty-wise? There's just issues for black for sure. Oh, I can go this way, like this. Push this way. Yeah. Yeah, I can go this way, where I'm threatening the F8, but also G12. So black fixes on that side. I can play the goblin's nose. If they fix on this side, I can capture like that. So I'm asking first. You can take the 5 stones, black, but I'll take your left side. So when they hane, I push directly, and they do just capture, but then I'm able to push through like this. And now I'm connected again. I cut once, and while this Atari is big here, it would actually be gote. Oops. Sorry, if black Atari'd here, because I've already connected. So if I'm just actually able to surround, black would probably be dead at this point. So it was good on black to ignore this and jump out here. Plus, white's actually not alive on the bottom either, although white can live in one move. So I jump. They attach. I extend. Again, as long as I can either connect out to the side or play K4, I'm okay. So as long as I have Miai, there's nothing to worry about. Now black plays an interesting move of this jump here, which it's a nice idea because they're creating cutting points in white's shape and making themselves stronger. Right now, before black isn't connected, but now black has a bamboo joint, it's completely connected, but it just doesn't work. When white connects, black tries to take out the eye, but I can play this diagonal, and even though black can push through, they can't cut me off. If they try to be too aggressive, you can actually see they're going to hurt their own group, which they do push once more, but play the diagonal, they play down, they jump, play the diagonal there, and then I just connect. So yeah, black tried to attack, but I actually ended up just taking the side anyways. They hane, and then I extend here. This move is huge because one, it's Sente. They have to block, but then I can Atari there, which is Sente. And then I play down here. Very big move as well. Very big move. Now, after black has played all these moves, you might be thinking, well, isn't white going to be cut off? Now, black has some ways to try to connect, but none of them work. If, let's say the diagonal here, white can just attach here, and already black can't connect. If black pushes, you can see this Atari here is also a cut, so white's threatening F18, but also K18. If black plays here, white can just connect back, and when black tries to connect, white can Atari here, and black can't connect. So that move doesn't work. If black tries this one, white just does the other attachment, and very similarly, it just doesn't work for black. If black tries to come through, again, white can threaten an Atari, or capture and a double Atari. And if black tries to come down, white can force here first. Again, black would need a fix, and then white can descend like this. So black cannot cut white, or black cannot connect. So white was already connected. But I figured, well, this move is Sente, so it felt pretty large. Maybe it's not the largest move. Oops. Black went there, and then white went there. But I figured, it's big enough, I think. They do get that diagonal. It's pretty big. And they get the Atari. Tiger's Mouth. I fixed my cut. They could actually cut there as well. And they push, and they actually fight this Ko. So again, I understand this for black. They got to do something. Oops, sorry. Let's get back to where we were. They have to do something in that upper right. Or end the game, I mean. So it makes sense for them to try this. So now we just have a Ko fight. I ask there first and then connect. I can extend, making the Ko even bigger. Like I could have just connected here. And if black wanted to, can take, and then they have reduced me down to just 2 points. But you know, I like to go big or go home, you know. Extend there. They cut. So now the Ko is even bigger. Push. I capture. Play there. I play here. This move is very nice because it's not only threatening Q14 if I happen to live, but it's also directly threatening to push in here. I couldn't do that before because when black cuts, or when I try to cut Atari, they can capture the 2 stones. So this move is kind of dual purpose. It's threatening to cut through here, but also if I win the Ko, threatening to cut off the 4 stones. So black connects, I take, they push. Yeah, it's not just them getting into the corner, it would actually be them killing the center, so I have to connect. This move is also very nice, very, very nice. It's again threatening to cut through here. And they played in a way that I was not expecting. If they just connect, for example, and then I go here, and then they play Ko threat. I forget what Ko threats they used. Oh yeah, they started cutting here, which is a Ko threat. So Atari. Even though I get this Atari, because black would all be connected, it would actually not be big enough capturing the 5 stones, or at least in terms of the Ko. Maybe white would still win, but in terms of the Ko, white would lose that Ko for sure. But by pushing once more, black has actually given white more Ko threats because they cut. I also get that move now as a Ko threat. And then they Atari. And that move as a Ko threat. Because they can give up the 5 stones, right? They could give up these 5 stones here, but they can't give up this whole tail in the upper left. So yeah, black played in a way to give me more threats. And I throw in here again. And in normal circumstances, black would like to take, but because we're fighting a Ko, this would just give white more Ko threats, because if white takes this Ko, sure, black might be able to capture a little bit here, but the upper right is much bigger than the lower right. So let's say black tries to make a Ko threat. So they push through there. Because they answered the way they did at the bottom, me taking back would actually be another Ko threat. So in most circumstances, they would just take back, but in the game, they take just to reduce the amount of co-threats I get. So I take back, and I played this one just now, but I actually, during the game, I did not see this co-threat. I was like, oh, dang it. I did not see that one. Yeah, it's a co-threat, so I had to answer, and then I got one more. And then they play there, but then I can push through like that. And connect, they connect, and then I cut, and then they have to now live with this group, but then I can capture the 5 stones there. They cut there, and then I cut off here. Yeah, they should have gone here first, for sure. This was huge. Yeah, this was just a mistake. Cutting through here is huge. Yep, they capture there. So now we're just in end game. Yeah. One little thing left to say is, or to mention, the tank. Tari, sure. And they extend. That's a big move. Yeah, it's a big move. This move here, yeah, this is a very nice move actually, because it might just, if you just do this, while black will be able to, or white will be able to force black to fix somehow, it would actually give black all those points. So by going here, sure, black's able to go this way, but I'm able to extend back. And black would like to be able to play O18, but it just doesn't work. So after the cut, connect here, black's in a lot of danger. So just black needs to fix, but then white would win this liberty race like this. So black has to take, but then I can now, oh, they went this way. But then I can cut and throw in, or Hane first and then throw in. So now I've created it so that now they have to add, I believe, 2 moves to live. Before it was just 1 move, but they need to play a move at like J18, K18, but also another move inside to make life. Play there. Yeah, clamp. Clamp actually doesn't work. Yeah, what move makes it so... yeah, just connecting, I think, like this. White actually can't connect back. Even though white can cut, black can connect back here. So this was a reading error on my part, but my opponent didn't see it either. So got a little lucky there. Let's play there. Now I'm able to push through, and now that I have enough, they don't have enough liberties to cut me off. So they connect, I connect, play there. Hane, sure, play there. And Tari. And at this point, my opponent resigns. It's white by quite a bit, actually. Even though white or black was able to take white's stone at the top from the ko is actually bigger in the upper right. Yeah, and you can see black just doesn't have any huge territories, whereas white has the upper left, lower left, and the upper right. Yeah, I was pretty happy with how I played. Going back through it, I really didn't see that many mistakes that I made. Yeah, it was more my opponent just blundering, and I just kind of eased to victory, I guess. But yeah, pretty happy with that game. Pretty happy to start off with a win as well. I think my last 2 Congresses, I've started with losses. Yeah, I have. So it was nice to start off with a win. But yeah, that was my first game. If you have any questions about this game, please let me know, and look forward to my round 2 game. Bye.